You know, I've never been one to let people put me in a box. I've always marched to the beat of my own drum, and the idea of labeling others doesn't sit well with me either. But for some reason, when it comes to gun companies, my brain can't help but put gun companies in a box. Take Mossberg, for instance. We all know them as the shotgun people, right? Sure, in some dark corner of history, they made a handgun once, but let's be real, Mossberg is a shotgun company. So when I first heard that Mossberg was dipping its toe back into the handgun pool, I had to do a double take. I mean, why is a shotgun company trying to make a handgun? But then I thought, why not? The gun industry is one of the most incestuous places on the planet. People jump from one company to another like it's a square dance, bringing all that experience with them as well. So when Mossberg came out with a new handgun, it made perfect sense that it turned out to be pretty damn good. And that brings us to today's star, the Mossberg MC2c. Now, Mossberg shotguns have always been about delivering quality and reliability at an attainable price. So naturally, the first question that popped up in my head is their handgun going to follow suit? I'm happy to report that the answer is yes. I'm seeing these things priced anywhere between $320 to $400 in the streets, which makes it seriously affordable. But the real question is, what do you get for that price? Well, let's address the elephant in the room. The Mossberg C2C definitely has that Glock vibe going on. No denying it. But at the same time, it's got its own thing happening, especially when it comes to the grip. It's almost like Mossberg sat down and said, you know, we know exactly where your hands are going to be when you touch this gun, so let's texture those spots and leave the rest smooth. Now, because this is a concealed carry gun, I'm guessing they did that to minimize the rough texture rubbing against your skin all day long, which is a smart move if you ask me. Plus, you've got some extra texturing at the front to help manage recoil as well. If you're serious about carrying, you know that the right belt can make or break your setup. That's where Core Essentials comes in. Core Essentials is the originator of the ratcheting belt. Their belts feature a hidden 10-inch track with over 40 size positions, letting you adjust in quarter-inch increments for that perfect fit every single time. The real game changer, though, is the reinforced power core center, which gives you the support you need without sacrificing comfort. Whether you're at the range, heading to work, or just out on the town, Core Essential belts keep everything secure and comfortable. So click the link in the description section of this video and check them out. Overall, it's a decent looking gun. It's not winning any beauty pageants, but it's got enough uniqueness to stand out in the lineup, even if it still gives off a little bit of Glock. The first thing I noticed when I picked up the MC2c is how slim it is. This thing feels like it's been on a keto diet. It's noticeably thinner than most of its competitors. And you know what? I like it. It feels great in your hand. Now, if you compare it to other guns in this class, those tend to have a more boxy feel. Is one better than the other? I think it's all about personal preference. Some folks like a more rounded grip while others prefer a boxier one. I'm somewhere in the middle. I can appreciate both, but I gotta say the rounded grip on the MC2c feels really good in my hand. And remember, everyone's hands are different. If you've got bigger hands, you might prefer a boxy grip, while someone with smaller hands might lean towards a more curved, rounded feel. Now let's dive into the real fun. How does this thing shoot? I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting a budget-friendly gun to blow me away, but the MC2c surprised me. This thing handles recoil like a champ, stays locked on target, and it's quick, really quick. While I was shooting, I couldn't help but keep saying, man, this gun is fast. This thing's fast. And Peter even asked me what makes the gun shoot so fast. Well, it's a mix of factors, honestly. The speed of the slide, the spring, the ergonomics, and of course, the trigger. The MC2c's trigger has this little bounce to it that, in my experience, makes a gun easier to shoot fast. But there's a fine line. Too much bounce can get annoying. Mossberg nailed it here though. It's just right. The take-up is minimal, the wall is solid, and while there's a teeny bit of creep, you won't even notice it when you're live firing. The rest is crisp and quick, which just adds to how fast this gun shoots. Honestly, I could shoot this thing all day long with no problem. Now let's talk about these features. The MC2c comes with a 14 round and a 16 round magazine, which is a solid capacity for a concealed carry gun. You can get it with the white 3-dot sights or True Glow Tritium Pro night sights, and there's even a 10 round version if you're in a more restrictive state. I'm sorry for you. Not me, I'm in Texas. Feature-wise, this gun checks a lot of boxes. It's optics ready, which is a big plus, and it has a rail for your light. The iron sights are metal, which is a nice touch, especially at this price point. Then there's the little texturized landing pad for your thumb, which is supposed to help with the recoil management. I'll be honest, I'm glad it's there, but it feels more like a placebo effect. Does it work? Maybe. But hey, I'd rather have it than not. One thing I don't get with the MC2c is an interchangeable backstrap, which is something you see on a lot of guns these days. But honestly, I don't think it's a deal breaker. The gun feels great in hand, and for most people, it's going to be just fine as is. So what's the verdict on the Mossberg MC2c? It's not perfect, but man, it is damn good. Especially when you consider the price. If you're looking for a gun that won't break the bank, but still deliver where it counts, the Mossberg MC2c is definitely worth a look. Whether you're a first-time buyer or just adding another piece to your collection, this is one handgun that'll get the job done without any fuss. All the ammo used in this video was brought to you by Noir, maker of the most innovative, most accurate, and most effective bullets and ammunition in the industry. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you, and we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.